G'day, Chris here from Whittaker Packaging. Just going to run through the setup process of the PP1500 pallet wrapping machine. So we rotate our on switch over on the bottom right here, clockwise 90 degrees. That's going to start the machine up. Now at the moment I've deliberately left the turntable just out of alignment. Excuse the positioning of that pallet on there. It's going to default on the screen here to press to status. We press on that one. We're going to go machine reset over on the left hand side. It's going to then prompt us to press start to reset. We hit the start button, the alarm will beep just to let us know that it's about to start up. Our turntable's going to jog home. So now that we're home, if your wrap cycle is all set, by rights, attach the film, hit your go button, and you're good to go once you've got your wrap cycle set up. So to do our settings, we're going to go into the settings screen down the bottom here. We're going to enter our password, which is a pretty complex one as default, 1234. If you want to change that, that's all up on the top right of the screen there. We're going to press enter, and you'll notice in the middle there, it's changed to, a bit blurry, sorry, access granted. So we're going to go down to wrap recipe number 1, and that gives us access to all of our settings. So at the moment, we're set to 3 wraps on the bottom, 2 wraps on the top, counts from 0 through to 9, and 5 centimeters of top overlay. That's adjustable, obviously, how much overlay you want over the top of your product. Over in the middle part here, we can activate a belly band or reinforcing wrap, and we can determine that we want to have that reinforcing wrap at 100 centimeters for argument's sake, and how many we want. We only want 1 in this instance, or turn it off, we don't want any at all. Bottom to top only wrap cycle, bottom to bottom wrap cycle, and activate or deactivate our top sheet mode. So top sheet mode, we'll do our bottom wraps, come to the top, do a top revolution, pause so that we can apply our top sheet, and then hit our start button again, wrap over the top of the top sheet, return back home, and your cycle's complete with a waterproof top sheet setup, as opposed to taping it on at the start where it would be a dustproof top sheet setup. So assuming we were happy with all those cycles, your 3 bottom, 2 top wraps, and no reinforcing wrap, up and down wrap cycle, that's what we usually run. We go through to our film force screen, which is this fellow here. So the beauty of the PP1500 when it's got the HMI screen on it like this one is we've got variable tensions throughout the wrap cycle. So we can say that at the start of the cycle we want to run 60% tension. At the top we might have some loose products we only want, or sharp corners for argument's sake, might only want to run 50% there. But through the rest of the cycle, as the carriage is lifting and lowering, same deal, we could go 55% on each of those if you wanted to. Pick your number as to where you see fit for your product and in your stretch film that you're using as well. If we had selected a reinforcing band, we can select 60% for argument's sake for the reinforcing band tension there. Up the top here, we go back through to our speed screen now. Turntable rotation speed from 20% through to 100%. Carriage lifting speed, 60% we've got it set to at the moment on the way up, and 100% on the way back down. If you're happy with that, you can literally just go back and say, hey, we're happy with 1 wrap cycle, let's leave it as that. If you want to set up a 2nd wrap cycle, 3rd, 4th wrap cycle, same process, just go through number 2, 3, 4, wherever you want to land. If you're happy with where it's at, click log out, and from there, settings cannot be changed unless you know what that password is. So we can go between those preset cycles. We can still use manual mode even though it's locked out. So for argument's sake there, we would go back to the main screen, we would select auto, and we could attach our film. I'm trying to do this with one hand, we'll see how it works. Onto this pallet, I'm just going to tuck that in there like so, and we'll hope that that stays on. We'll hit our start button. Again, the machine's going to beep just to let us know that we're about to start up. Probably a little bit too much tension. So we've done that deliberately for this film. It's not a real great stretch that I've got on there at the moment, to be honest, but you'll notice on the screen, the machine's identified that we've had a film break. So we've got alarms flashing, we've got a buzzer going off. You can't miss it. If we press on the alarm screen, film's either run out or the film's broken. So if you've got any alarms popping up, you can just click on that alarm button as we were showing a second ago, and we've got a list here showing all of the alarms that will pop up for this guy. So you could be looking at your film break as we just witnessed there. Just press your stop button, that'll reset the machine. do whatever you need to do to fix the issue, whether it's a dodgy roll, you've run out of film, you need to change your wrap cycle, whatever it is you need to do. Hit your auto button again, hit the start button, and you're good to go again. Any other issue other than that, it's going to pretty well show on the screen here with the fault what you need to do to rectify it. So if you've got upper and limit switches both activated, then it's as simple as you've got one of them jammed open or one of them's failed. So if it's not jammed open by something you can visually see, it's probably going to be a service call out. So get onto your local distributor, Orbitica Packaging over here in Brizzy, and we'll be able to point you in the right direction of who can help out with that. Same deal with any of the travel exceeders, turntable sensors, or any of the safety switch issues, anything like that. Any of those guys pop up. If it's not blatantly obvious straight off the cuff, get a hold of your local distributor and we can work out how we can get the machine up and running again for you. The next part's manual screen. So your manual mode, if you've got a load that's a bit funky, you can't get the auto mode to operate correctly for you. Manual process is a little bit different on this machine to most. So what you need to do is go into your manual screen, then depress your green start button. Once you've depressed your green start button, that's just going to basically energize the manual mode. So to then start up our turntable, we need to activate our run button down on the right hand side here. Your carriage lift over on the left, press it once, it'll start lifting and it'll keep lifting. Press it again to do some belly bands, press your down button to go back down. When you're finished with your turntable, just press that run button and she should return back to home for you. If it doesn't return back to home, there's a home button underneath that you can press and you're good to go from there. Now if we go through to the manual speed settings screen, that'll give you the provision to adjust your tensions and speed controls. So if we open that one up, try to get it open through there we go. So that's where we can adjust our turntable speed again, our carriage lifting and dropping speeds, and your tension. Generally speaking, manual mode, you can get away with running your turntable, your film lift and film drop at 100% because you've got complete control over what you want the machine to do. Your tension control, that's going to be wherever you need it based on, again, your pre-stretch ratio, based on what the quality of your film is, based on what the load's doing. Usually start at about 30 or 40% around that area and then adjust that as required. So if you've run through all this, you're still having issues with the machine, can't work out what's going on, by all means give us a call, 0405 540 269. We are based in Brisbane, so please just be mindful of any time differences. 7:30 in the morning through to 5, Monday to Friday, Australian Eastern Standard Time. Give us a hoy. If you don't get a hold of us, leave a message, quite often on the phone to someone at some stage of the day, but we'll give you a call back as soon as we can and see if we can't sort out your issue over the phone. Thanks for watching.